Yes, it has been a wild ride since the end of 2019. And no, it feels like time does not exist. However, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm getting too existential. Again, this is like the second time today. Maybe the third. I don't know. I can't count. Who can count? Anyway. Oy. So, COVID-19, I remember, it's funny because I remember as we were approaching the end of 2019, I remember seeing posts about, it's about to be 2020, and remembering, that in 1920 and 1820 there were plagues, and they would put like a picture of of like one of those plague doctors, you know, with the crow mask or raven mask. I don't know, whatever. Those birds are hard to tell apart. One's got a longer beak and longer tail feathers, blah blah blah. They're basically the same bird though. They're just like cousins. Anyway, keeping it moving. So I remember seeing that and thinking, haha, but also part of me was like, oh, geez, I hope not. Obviously, we know how that turned out. Anyway. So 2020 rolled around, and lo and behold, the country shuts down. And we have all these people out here saying that, like, China purposely released COVID, and or the government made it up so that to control us, and to try to get I don't know. There was just all these different theories, but one of my personal favorites was this guy. So for a while during the pandemic, I was working as a greeter at Walmart in the town, or adjacent to the town that I grew up in, because we left New York City right before it shut down. Like, literally the day before it shut down, we were on a bus to Pittsburgh. Not because it was shutting down, but because of financial reasons, but it just happened to coincide, so I guess the universe has a plan for all of us. Anyway, so I'm working as a Walmart greeter, which is basically a security position, if you didn't know that. It's literally the only position, except maybe management, I don't know, I never got that high up, but being a Walmart greeter is actually a security position, so it's the only position that I know of where they actually drug test the employee. So obviously I passed that because I became a Walmart greeter. And when I was Walmart greeting, there was this guy who used to come in, clear Trump supporter, this older man who would come through, always, giving out like pamphlets for whatever his version of Christianity was, because, there's like over 820 something or more denominations of Christianity. So obviously everyone thinks theirs is right, That's not the point. So this guy's handed out pamphlets, and like I think a couple times he even got kicked out because you're not really supposed to be soliciting in the store. I guess maybe it could be considered harassing the customers too. I don't know. One day he's passing me and he's like, you know what all this is really about? Talking about COVID and wearing masks and stuff. He's like, it's the Muslims. They're trying to take over and turn us all into Muslims by making us wear masks. And I'm not allowed to argue with this guy. I could lose my job. So I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Wow. Who knew? Like, But in my head, I'm like, well, that makes no sense whatsoever. First of all, in Islam, if anyone is covering anything, it's only the women. Only the women have to cover their faces. Like, it makes no sense that everyone would be wearing masks. None of it makes sense. I don't know what world this guy was living in. But I don't know. He was something else. He would be in there, I think, multiple times a week, just passing out his pamphlets, sharing his conspiracy theories. He was an interesting guy. It was an interesting time. But yeah, that was my favorite COVID conspiracy theory. Does anyone have their own favorite theory? Or does anyone have a theory that they deeply believe? I would love to hear that. I do enjoy these theories. Personally, I think they were futzing around in a lab with stuff they shouldn't have been futzing around with. It accidentally got passed around, and boom, here we are. Anyway, at least now we have vaccines. And unfortunately not everyone wants to take it, but what can you do? You can't help people who won't help themselves, right? Anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening. I hope I didn't bore you to death. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, especially give me those comments with those sweet, sweet conspiracy theories. I love them. Maybe I'll do a part 2 if I hear a good enough one. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend. Bye!